All right. Good evening, good afternoon, whatever you want to call it. Good morning, good day overall to everybody tuning in. Episode 62 of the Yellow Card Podcast starting right now. Presented to you by Couch Guy Sports. Sponsored by Shocked Energy and Exo Gun. If you need a massage at the last minute's notice, if you are heading into Monday Night Football, stressed, and just looking to just relax on the couch, head over to Exogun. Use the code CGS10 for 10% off of your order today. And listen, if you're lacking energy, getting your Tuesday going or your Wednesday morning going, and you just need something to put you, in focus, energetic as ever, do me a favor. Head over to shockedenergy.com. Use the code CGSN, as in Couch Guy Sports Network. That gets you 10% off of your order today with wonderful flavors such as watermelon and green apple. Trust me, those two flavors do not fail you whatsoever. Get 10% off of your order and get it shipped directly to your door. It doesn't matter where you live. Get it shipped directly to you. That's right. The boys ship worldwide. So do yourself a favor. Get yourself hooked up with Shocked Energy or Exogon. Get yourself taken care of. So episode 62, starting with your host, Diego Galvis, co-host Chris Jones. How you doing today, sir?
Well, rabbit in a hole. I'm good.
I know about that rabbit in the hole here and there. So we do have a special announcement to make, unfortunately. Our boy Andrew has decided to take a permanent leave from the podcast, one that we truly respect at its utmost, considering that he's just making sure that he chases after his personal goals, and that's one that we will be cheering on from the sidelines for him all the way through. We wish him nothing but the best, and he knows that the door is always open for him. So at this time, we're not looking for a third host. I think we're gonna continue just the two of us for now, but should that third host position be available, we will announce it on our Twitter page. Make sure that you're following us on Twitter at Podcast Card. That is where you can find us. You can also follow us on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you grab your podcasts from. That's where you can find us. But anyways, nothing but the best for Andrew. Nothing for the best for the Everton fan base. Here at the Yellow Card Podcast.
Big win for them today.
Yeah, huge one. Yeah.
As
here at the Yellow Card
Monday,
Podcast. Excuse me. Yeah, here at the Yellow Card Podcast, we respect every single fan base. We'll be supporting every fan base, even if, Chris is a Liverpool fan and I'm a Manchester United fan. And listen, because we respect every fan base here so much, before Chris starts to roast me, I just want to point something out. It's the only clean shirt I have in the laundry.
No, it's not.
Manchester
No,
City.
it's not.
But
no,
listen,
it's not.
Listen,
No,
I'm doing a quick favor for Manchester City here, because even I can make their shirt more famous than a citizen could. So for all intents and purposes, you're welcome for the free publicity. Manchester City, you can slide onto the DMs anytime you like. And you are welcome to the Yellow Card Podcast anytime you like. So that's another invite for Ariel Castillo. Welcome back, girl. Anyways, so we got some topics to talk about here. And we're going to dive right into it. But before we do that, I know we wanted to get an updated record on Champions League, as the league is restoring this upcoming Tuesday. Well, tomorrow, actually, because we're recording on a Monday night. So, Chris, hit us up with the updated record. Where are we? Where did our boy Andrew Fasciano end that? And now it's the two of us neck and neck. Let's do this.
So Fasciano ended up at 28 and 20. So if I do that, 28 divided by 4, right? That's 58.3%. So Andrew,
wow,
finished at 58.3%. So that's a goal that you and I are trying to beat the rest of the season.
Okay.
So I'm currently 46 and 34. That is 57.5%.
Okay, you're close. So I'm probably like 52.
So you're 42 and 38, 52.5.
Okay. I mixed that by 0.5 of a percentage. Whoops.
Same. I mean, listen, you're in the ballpark. That's all that matters. But no, realistically, let's discuss. I've been putting out gambling picks on my own Twitter page for the Champions League. I'm riding hot with those, so make sure you're following my account, personal, at cjones21212. Shameful plug, I know. But let's dive into the game. So we already have a few teams that are already qualified.
Did you say
so,
shameful plug? You mean
yes.
shameless? Because it
That's
is full
fine.
of shame. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Same
All
thing,
right.
right?
Perfect.
Fine,
All
who
right.
cares? Yeah, you know.
I thought I was gonna be the one getting roasted for wearing this shirt, but I mean,
Listen,
you already did yourself a favor.
I decided to not speak proper English for you because I know you can't do it properly. So you're welcome.
But yet I just corrected you. So that's another.
I let you. You're welcome. All right. So far in the Champions League group stage, Man City, PSG already moved on to the round of 16. Leipzig and Club Brugge have big matchups this week as they're looking to go into the Europa League. Group B, Liverpool already clinched 5-0. They have FC Porto, AC Milan, and Atletico Madrid all fighting for not only the 2 spot, but they're also fighting for a potential spot in the Europa League as well, as AC Milan is taking on Liverpool and Porto is playing Atletico Madrid. So it'll be interesting to see how those match up. Next, Ajax in Group C has won that group. Sporting CP is currently up 3 points on Borussia Dortmund. Sporting CP is playing Ajax, and Dortmund is playing Besiktas. So probably, unless something crazy happens, Ajax and Sporting will be moving on. Group D, we have Real Madrid and Inter Milan, both still fighting for that number 1 spot in the group as they play each other this week. Sheriff at 3 as they will move on to the Europa League. In Group E, we have Bayern Munich at the top, 5-0. Just like Liverpool. They take on Barcelona, who's currently in second with 7. Benfica's in third with 5. So both of those teams are still fighting for that second spot in the round of 16 from Group E, and the other will be playing in the Europa League. And to be completely honest with you, Diego, thinking about a potential Barcelona in the Europa League is fun to think about, in my opinion.
Oh, it's hilarious, actually. Absolutely hilarious. In
Group F, Manchester United has already moved on. Whether they come in first or second in the group, Villarreal is in second. They play Atalanta. Barring anything crazy, one of those teams should go to the round of 16, and one of those teams should go to the Europa League. Young Boys is still technically in it, though. I mean, 4 points. All they have to do is just beat Manchester United again, and they're right there with 7. And if Villarreal beats Atalanta, Atalanta's out of everything, which would be interesting to see. Then we have Group G, which nobody has clinched yet. Lille is in first place with 8. Salzburg is in second with 7. Sevilla in third with 6. And Wolfsburg in fourth with 5. So all 3 of those spots, 2 for the round of 16 of the Champions League and the Europa League, still up for grabs. Mm-hmm. Group H, it is official. Chelsea and Juventus both moved on. Both will be trying to compete and see who is the winner of the group and who is coming in second place. And then it looks like, as if nothing changes, Zenit is going to go to the Europa League at 4 points so far compared to Malmo's 1. Been a tough Champions League for Malmo, but we'll dive in. Let's get going. The Tuesday games, Group A, PSG Club Brugge. PSG and Club Brugge. The last 2 times these teams met in the Champions League, it was a 1-1 draw.
Okay, so I'm gonna go here. I'm actually gonna go with a 2-1 victory for PSG. Well, they don't really need the victory at all. They don't need anything here at all, really, to clinch the next spot. I think they want to bring themselves up in terms of motivation and kind of DNA that they've been lacking to see this tournament. Sending a statement that Club Brugge just can go F off basically at this point. And that's why they went 2-1.
Club Brugge is still fighting for potential spot in the Europa League. So I think they're going to give it their all here. I just think PSG, again, this is a matchup they played already. And I think both sides, when they play, I think they're kind of even, not as in talent wise, but I think in midst of formation against formation. So with that being said, I think we get a repeat of what happened in September, and I think that it is 1-1 draw. Next one, City in Leipzig hosting City. Last time at City, City beat them 6-3. What do you think? No Jesse Marsch anymore either, as he was let go from Leipzig as well.
Yeah, so seeing that Jesse Marsch was let go of Leipzig here, which is a real bad move considering the guy's a company man at heart, honestly, and the guy represented that company to the best of his abilities, and not giving him enough of a chance. I think they just did themselves wrong. However, who knows? Maybe it was a move that they needed to make, and they saw as a viable move to make here. I think Leipzig here, though, does whatever they need to do in order to secure that Europa League spot, because it at least keeps them into the contention of fighting, across Europe. I think they do that by managing a tie against Manchester City, and it's a 1-1 draw.
Okay. I just don't think City's going to give any sort of respect to Leipzig here. I don't even think a goal is scored in this game. I think it's a 0-0 draw, personally.
I mean, even with the draw, they still get to secure a spot. Leipzig gets to secure a spot, so
this is true. Next one, we have Ajax and Sporting CP. Ajax and Sporting have already played. Ajax routed them 5-1 in their first matchup. What do we think? And that was on the road. This time they're at home.
So I do like Sporting's chances here. And the reason why is after an absolute demolishment that they got from Ajax, they were able to turn their season around here at the Champions League. They managed to turn that around. They managed to get more disciplined and focus on what the goal at large is. I don't think Sporting wins here against Ajax. I do think they walk away with a draw. And I think we're going to see another 1-1 draw here.
I have Ajax winning 2-0. I don't think they're going to give it their all, but I think they're going to do enough to take away Sporting's creativity. I think with the way that Sporting lines up, especially how they lined up last time against Dortmund in that 3-4-2-1, you see a lot of wing action out of their left midfielder and their right midfielder. I just think personally, Ajax is the way that Ajax line up. I think that they know how to stop people from creating up on the wings. So for me personally, I'm going to take Ajax to win 2-0 here. I think in that 4-2-3-1, I think they're solid, and I think Onana is just going to have another clean sheet for them.
Onana, what's his name? Sorry.
It's Onana, that's his name. Next one, it's Borussia Dortmund and Besiktas. However it is, Dortmund barely beat them last time 2-1. Erling Haaland is back. He is playing. He scored a beauty the other night. I mean,
yeah, he did.
I'll just this is my route of the week. I think Dortmund makes a statement because they're still trying to contend for that second spot. I think Dortmund wins 4-0.
I like it. I agree. I think with the important aspect of having Erling Haaland back, it's great. However, last I heard, there were issues surrounding Jude Bellingham. I believe that he's under investigation. So I'm not sure if he will be a factor here or not. If he's not, at risk of missing this game, I think Borussia Dortmund will have a hell of a game to be able to play here. And I do think that they walk away with a win as well. I think they heavily need to do what they need to do in order to secure that, to at least try and secure that second round ticket here on the Champions League. So I do think they win away against Besiktas. I think it's a 3-0 victory. But it'd be interesting to see what happens with Sporting as well, though.
Oh, that's great. My writing potential just tripped the bed. Me. All right. Next one. Atletico Madrid on the road at Porto. Last time these two teams met, it was a 0-0 draw. Atletico Madrid, a lot to prove here.
Honestly, Porto Porto, it's again at its best once again. The midfield dynamic between the two Colombians, between Luis Diaz and good God, what's his name? It'll pop up in my head at 1 second. I know it's between Luis Diaz and give me 1 second here.
For Porto?
Yeah.
It is Luis Diaz and is it Sergio Oliveira?
No, it's another Colombian.
Octavio?
No. Either way.
While Diego's looking that up.
I mean, either way, I think that the dynamic that the two Colombians have on that midfield is important for them. Oh, Mateo Uribe. There you go.
That's my next one.
Yeah, between Uribe and Diaz, that dynamic that they have is phenomenal, especially where they create so much attacking opportunities for Taremi and Evanilson to really capitalize on things. Seeing how much of a dip Atletico has taken as of late. I mean, they lost just recently in the La Liga against a team that they really should have been able to beat, no problem whatsoever, on a regular day basis. Against Mallorca, frankly, I think this is a loss for Atletico. I'm gonna go with a 2-1 loss for Atletico.
So you're saying Porto wins?
Yes.
I think the opposite here. I think Atletico last time they missed a couple chances when they were playing Porto. Obviously, Atletico hasn't put on their best performance, but based off where they're at, I like their chances moving on here. I'm taking Atletico to win 2-0.
Atletico's last in the group,
but they're currently tied with AC Milan for last in the group, and the only thing that's putting AC Milan ahead of them.
They would have to absolutely rout Porto. They would have to win by 5-0 and hope that Milan doesn't tie in order to deviate away from that goal differential.
No, I'll tell you right now. AC Milan, right? AC Milan, 4 points. Atletico, 4 points.
I get that.
Atletico's goal differential is only -3. AC Milan's is -2.
Correct. That's why I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. In order to feel confident, Atletico has to absolutely smoke Porto by at least 5 goals in order for that goal differential to not even kick in.
I don't know, man. Because I'll tell you what, as I move on, I like Atletico 2-0 here against them, and then the next one in AC Milan and Liverpool, I like a 1-1 draw, which means Atletico moves on. Because 1-1, still -2. Atletico wins 2-0, -1 goal differential. Porto has 5 points. Atletico Madrid has 7.
I mean, it's a mediocre way to move on, but I mean, that's your take. That's your take.
Listen, I understand it's mediocre, but this is what they have. You know what I mean? So this is what they have in front of them right now. This is the opportunity. All they need to do, what they realistically need to do, is they realistically need to win. Because if they win, then automatically they're playing either in the Champions League or they're playing in the Europa League. They're playing something else if they win. They need to win. It's a must-win game for them. Because if they win, no matter what, if AC Milan beats Liverpool, right? If AC Milan beats Liverpool, it goes to goal differential. Worst comes to worst, they go to the Europa League. This is a must-win game for Atletico, and I think they show up in this one. So 1-1 draw in Liverpool and AC Milan. Last time these two teams played, I mean, it was a good game. Don't get me wrong, but Liverpool is just when they are able to just turn it on, they can turn it on. And look, AC Milan was up 2-1 in the first half of that game, and then Mo Salah tied it up 3 minutes into the second half, and then Jordan Henderson had an absolute strike in that one in the 69th minute. They just, I don't know. I think Liverpool. I don't think you see. I think you see Firmino up front. I think you see. Maybe like Oxlade-Chamberlain. I think you see guys that will do enough to not lose, but get at least manage a draw. Because if you think about it, the higher they are, the lower on the pole of the twos that they'll probably end up playing. So that's how I look at it.
Okay. For me personally, honestly, I mean, you just gave away your take for Milan and Liverpool, so I'll give mine. Um, Honestly, there's two big issues that I see here. Number one is who Milan is facing, which is Liverpool, a team that has not taken their foot off the pedal at all. Number two is every time the Zlatan Ibrahimovic has tried to talk trash to any other team, he's gotten slapped in the face the day after. You don't talk trash to a team that is in full cylinders, at full health, at full chemistry, at full talent that Jurgen Klopp has Liverpool going at. You got to remind yourself, Jurgen Klopp is probably tied at least for second place, maybe third for coach of the decade, because the guy is just that phenomenal. You really think you're going to go and talk trash about a team like Klopp's team right now and hope for the best when you are the bottom of the table on Champions League and you are barely surviving the Serie A? It just makes no sense. I do expect that Klopp is going to rotate this team a little bit. I don't expect it to go in full fold as they would normally come out. I do expect the club will change the team around, though. I think for Liverpool, you'll see guys like Tsimikas, Fabinho, Morton starting. I think in the front three, you'll probably see people like Salah, Minamino, Origi starting. Like I would see those. I don't see Salah, Mane, Jota starting. I don't see that. I do see Oxlade-Chamberlain getting a starting opportunity here as well. I
think
I even see Matip getting more of a push up front rather than seeing your regular Virgil van Dijk and what's his name? That's just signed Konate. Yeah, I don't see that center back duo starting. Yep. But I do think that there's going to be some transition happening around, and when you do this transition happen around, especially to guys that don't get the opportunity to always start, you're gonna see some huge performances. You're gonna see a huge performance from somebody like Tsimikas, who is very good against Italian teams. Every time that he started against Italian teams, he's either had an assist or he's been involved in a goal. Every single time, statistically speaking. Fabinho is extremely reliable in that midfield position. One of probably the most creative pieces you're gonna have in a center defensive mid position, especially if Klopp starts him. When you look at Oxlade-Chamberlain, the guy is an absolute threat coming off of the wing. And when you see guys like Origi and Minamino, who don't get usual starting minutes, those guys are going to give their best. I don't really like Milan's chances here at all. I really don't. Alisson is in top form when it comes to goalkeeping as well. And against a guy like Zlatan Ibrahimovic that just likes to talk and bark, so sorry, but I just don't see Milan moving on. I actually give Liverpool a lot of credit here, and I'm going to go with a 2-0 Liverpool win.
So you have Porto moving on at 2. And then with the way that it's a draw and then go head-to-head, too fucking confusing for me. Now you're really trying to confuse me with all these analytics. And who you have.
I'm not confused. I'm not confusing you. I'm just, for me personally, like it happened last year. People discounted Porto like crazy. People were like, that is a shit team. They have nobodies and they don't have anything good going for them. Guess what? Porto woke up everybody who was against them in the Champions League. Whatever excuse you have for them, they still woke everybody up in the Champions League last year. And they have the same exact thing going for them this year. Everybody's discounting them out, thinking, oh, they're just back for another flurry. But they're not back for another flurry. They're back here because they're actually a really good, talented group developed enough to be able to compete. Do I think they win it all? No way they're going to win it all. Do I think they have a chance to move far? Yeah, and this is probably as far as they're going to go.
I just think at this time last year, they were already more of a pest than they are right now. They really haven't been a pest in the group stage so far in the Champions League.
But last year's group was completely different. The football that they're playing against this year is a little bit far more contentious in the middle.
Yes, but if you look at where they were last year at this time in match day 6 compared to where they are right now, it's going to be tough for them, in my opinion. Like, I'm not discounting them, especially after what happened last year. Do not get me wrong. But I'm just saying, based off track record and everything like that, wouldn't be surprised if Atletico moves on over them. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right, let's move on. Let's do this quickly.
Listen, you and I can argue off air.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Real Madrid, you know what? We can argue tomorrow at 5 p.m. after this happens.
Oh, I'm just gonna egg your house at 5 p.m. after this happens.
Yeah, that is if you remember where I live this time. Real Madrid and Inter Milan both are fighting for the top of the group. Last time these two teams played, it was a 1-0 win for Real Madrid on the road. What do we think this time around?
I hate to say this, man, but every single time that Ancelotti is against the wall, the dude takes it to a whole different notch that nobody's ready for. I'm actually giving Real Madrid a win here. I think 3-1 win. I think we see an excellent performance from Vinny Jr.
Ooh. I hate this so much that I'm gonna say this, but I think Inter wins 2-1.
Oh, okay. I don't hate it.
I hate it. That's why I think it's gonna happen. All right, next one. Shakhtar Donetsk and Sheriff. Sheriff 2-1.
You got Sheriff 2-1. I like it. Yeah, I mean,
get some confidence going into the Europa League.
No, I agree. And Sheriff's got nothing to lose. I mean, they got their ticket booked already to the Europa League. Even if they win, they're not gonna get any further than that. So, yeah, I'd take 2-0 Sheriff actually.
Excuse me, I'm just writing down Diego's. I wrote Sheriff for 2 hours for whatever reason.
Sheriff.
All right, next one. Juventus and Malmo. Short and sweet.
What do you got?
3-0 Juventus.
Yeah, I got 3-0 Juventus as well. All right, Zenit versus Chelsea though.
Chelsea 2-1. I think Zenit. The last couple times I've seen it, Zenit's played them very, very tough, and I think that trend continues. I think Chelsea barely squeaks out a win here, 2-1.
Yeah, I'd be honest with you, I actually don't like Chelsea's chances here at all.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Just the way that Zenit's played them in the last couple of times that they've played them in the Champions League. I don't
think Chelsea loses. I don't think that. I don't think it's that bad just yet. I do think, however, though, that there is too many dependable details for Chelsea to rely on heading into this game, especially starting the right duo up front. If it's, Mason Mount and Timo Werner and Lukaku, is it, Christian Pulisic, guys that can actually create chances rather than just two to maintain the ball. So I actually think Zenit versus Chelsea ends 1-1 and Juventus gets the lead of the group.
I think based off of the thing alone, so it's. Oh yeah, no, never mind. No, you're right. Yeah, I mean,
I can do math every now and then. Trust me.
No, I didn't know. I wasn't looking at the goal differential properly at the beginning. All right, next one is Atalanta and Villarreal. Last time these two teams played, it was a 2-2 draw. What do we think?
Atalanta Villarreal, man. This one's a tough one. But I'm gonna tell you, Atalanta wins it. This is a 3-2 game, a high scoring affair between the two, very dramatic. But I think it's only deserving, and it's only principle that Villarreal returns to their home sweet home, Europa League.
I don't know why.
Like he gets the joke.
I actually think it's going to be the opposite. I think Villarreal wins here 3-2 final.
Wow.
Same score, just different outcome. All right, Benfica and Dynamo Kiev. Last time these two teams played, Benfica won. I lied. It was a 0-0 draw.
I'm gonna take Benfica with the win here. And I'm gonna go 3-0 Benfica.
I have Benfica 3-1. Next one, Bayern and Barcelona. Barcelona.
I love this game already, and I am so excited for it because, and I feel bad because I genuinely love and respect who Xavi is. I genuinely do. However, if there is somebody that Bayern would love to do damage to once again, it's Barcelona, and that damage is coming again. 5-2 Bayern Munich to Barcelona.
I don't know why I wrote 3-2. 5-2. I have Bayern 3-1. Just write it in because don't ask why, but Jones has Benfica moving on to the round of 16 since match day 1. So give me the money. All right, next we got Red Bull Salzburg and Sevilla. Last time these two teams played, it was a 1-1 draw. Salzburg in second, Sevilla in third. Sevilla desperately need to win here. I think they get it. Give me Sevilla 2-1. I think they play them tough.
Yeah, I like that. I like that too. I'm actually gonna take it up a notch. I think Sevilla walks in here with a lot of confidence, especially now that Jesse Marsch is out. Having to rely on a replacement coach.
Wrong team.
Oh, it's a Red Bull Salzburg.
Jesse Marsch was the Leipzig. Yes.
Yeah, Red Bull's Leipzig.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. All right. So with the Salzburg,
edit that out.
Yeah, with Salzburg having to depend on too much, I do think Lopetegui gets things done for this team. Every time that he's been up against the wall, he's proven that he still got it. I'm going with Sevilla 3-1 win here.
Okay. United versus Young Boys.
Young Island Boys.
I'll go first. I'm an island boy. I think same score from last time, but I think flip it. United 2-1. The Ragnick effect.
So I like what Rangnick is doing here at United. I actually like the fact that now we're getting an assistant coach and Chris, what's his name? Salas, I think it is. From RB Leipzig, believe. Those two, they have an extremely amazing dynamic every time that they work a high press system. I actually like United's chances here a lot, and I think they do a statement win here against Young Boys. They go 3-0.
All right, next one, Wolfsburg and Lille. Last time these two teams played, it was that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one again. Come on, fat fingers work. Last time these two teams played, it was a 0-0 draw. I think it's a draw again this time, but I think it's 2-2.
I'm gonna go for the last minute drama here. I think Wolfsburg beats Lille. I'm gonna go with the 2-1 victory.
Okay. All right. And with that, so just a heads up for people who don't know, the Champions League last 16 draw will be Monday, December 13th. Mm-hmm. It'll be at 11 a.m. in the UK, which I think is like 6 a.m. for us, 6:30, something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Something along those lines. Yeah.
So just keep track of that and keep track of our Twitter because Diego and I are going to put up our predictions on what we think the round of 16 matchups will look like once everything has come to fold. All right. What else is on the agenda tonight, Captain?
Yes, sir. So real quick, let's touch base on a couple of teams that are clearly under new management. We got Tottenham's Hotspurs, who sacked the previous manager for obvious reasons, and they decided to change their dynamic with none other than Mr. Antonio Conte. Under the new spell of Conte, they seem to have change things around a little bit, especially when it comes to their attack. Seems like things are headed the right direction for them. Obviously, a lot of changes need to be made, and Antonio Conte was the first one to admit that by no standards is this Tottenham team ready to take on being top 4, top 5 of the league. However, he's hoping to be in the top 10 at the very least. What are you thinking so far of the Antonio Conte spell at Hotspurs?
I mean, he's looked good, in my opinion. I mean, he's been the manager for a bit now. He's got some big matchups coming up in the EPL. Just gonna see what he does. Honestly, I mean, they still got the League Cup. I believe they're in the FA Cup. I think they're playing one of the lower teams, so I think they'll move on from that easily too. So there's plenty of time for this Tottenham team to grow. But I wouldn't be surprised if they're a big buyer come the January transfer window deadline, especially with them being currently 5th in the Premier League at the moment.
I mean, they have to be a buyer in the January window. There's no other choice. I mean, since the Conte era, which started against Leeds United, actually, did it start against Leeds United? Or did it start against Everton?
I actually think it started in that League Cup game. Like one of their League Cup games. I think it officially started in, technically. It started.
Oh, actually, no. It started against Everton and Tottenham, I think. Or was it Vitesse? Nope, it was against Vitesse. Against the EFL Cup for the round of the Europa Conference League. Against Vitesse, where they won 3-2. Some disciplinary errors cost them a 3-2 victory, but still, against Everton they went 0-0. Against Leeds United they won 2-1. Against Mora in that same conference league, they lost against Mora, which was surprising. But after that, they've won. And against Brentford, against Norwich City, against Brentford, that's a very good win, considering Brentford has proven that they are a complicated team to win against. Mm-hmm. And against Norwich, I just feel bad for them because, Norwich is just trying to stay out of relegation at this point. Yeah, they got a new coach in Dean Smith, but you could get Jesus Christ in that team right now. There's nothing helping them because they need to be buyers. In January, they really need to if they want to save their season. They're going up against René's in the Europa Conference League. I think they'll win this Thursday against René's. I think they have a great opportunity, but they need to continue doing a little bit more of the same. I agree with you. I think they definitely need to be buyers in the January transfer window. They're currently in 5th place, which is great for them. They were able to transform that bad of a season that they started with and quickly change it around. But it's important that they get things going and fast. They're currently at 5th with an 8-1-5 record at 25 points, ahead of United by 1 point. So I'm happy for the Antonio Conte era. I just don't know how far up they'll get. I think being optimistic, they could probably end in 4th place and go to the Champions League potentially. But at best, they really end in 5th and they go to the Europa League. And I think that's Antonio Conte's first silver where that he brings to the Hotspurs.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just mess around with the FA Cup this year.
I wouldn't be surprised for that either. I would love that for them actually. So.
Know what I mean? So just little stuff like that. Like they have some potential to get stuff going here, but they need a couple pieces that are going to help them take that next step. And I think we see that potentially in the January transfer window. I mean, not for nothing, but is Harry Kane really the guy that Tottenham needs? I don't necessarily think so.
I don't necessarily think so either. I mean, it's been proven, ever since Conte started here, guys like Heung-min Son, Dele Alli, Lucas Moura, they all have seemed to step up a lot higher, and Harry Kane just continues to be in that horrible spell that he's been in. And I just think for Kane, it's just a need of a new scenery at this point.
There's one guy that's been linked to Liverpool in the last couple of days. So I think if Tottenham were to make a run at him, I think, especially on the wing, I think he'd be fantastic for them. And that's none other than Adama Traore.
That takes away at what Heung-min Son does in that wing, though.
Put him on the other wing, or you can use him off the bench. You don't need to play him. His value is diminished as he keeps playing with Wolves. Unfortunately, they can get either side can get him at virtually cheap right now.
But it's not that badly diminished though, because if you look at Wolves and who they are behind, they're really not in a bad position at all. They're in eighth place behind Arsenal, who were able to kind of revert their season, because Arsenal started piss poorly, to say it in the nicest way.
I agree, but it's not. So I'm not saying based off of like the team he's playing for, but it's his performance that he has been playing not only this year but the season prior as well. It hasn't been great.
Oh, fully agree with that. Yeah.
His market value has definitely gone down, and I think realistically, 20 million euros can get him from Wolves.
Probably, yeah. I would agree with that. All right, so moving on from Tottenham here, Manchester United. First and foremost, their caretaker, Michael Carrick, did a fantastic job, honestly. It didn't come in at an easy time either, because going up in the Champions League against Villarreal, that was tough, man. That was really tough. And still being able to pull a 2-0 victory, having done some changes, such as sitting down Cristiano Ronaldo for this game. That was huge. You go up against Chelsea, at the time the number one club in the Premier League, 1-1 draw. That's pretty good. And in a thriller of a game against Arsenal, pulling up a 3-2 victory, pretty good. This guy didn't lose at all. He went undefeated. Unfortunately, he's decided to leave the club for good, pursue other opportunities. So wishing him well. But in your opinion, though, what do you think about Carrick's spell?
I mean, he was everything that Man United wish Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was at one point. A manager that wasn't willing to make changes when it comes to the starting 11. And I think the big thing that we saw from Carrick is that he started a guy like Donny van de Beek, who, with the reports saying that when United originally brought him in, he was going to be more of like their Champions League guy rather than playing in the Premier League. So personally, I just think moving forward, I think Van de Beek's going to be in the lineup consistently. I think Rangnick will do that. But I think United's not done. I think there'll be some pieces that get moved for them. And I think that we will see not a whole different United team, but I think we'll see some pieces that have been starters for United for these past few seasons. I think will potentially be out the door with the way that Rangnick runs his club. But Diego, I told you at the beginning of the season, telling you this again, with the right manager, no matter what, United's winning the Champions League. This is the year. Guess what?
I don't mind that thought. I don't mind the thought.
Guess what? I have the bet to prove it. I took them the beginning when they were plus 1,600 to win it, and you told me I was crazy.
Well, yeah. I mean, look what you inspired after I said that. United went down a spiral.
They went down. But here's the thing: they went down the spiral in the Premier League, not the Champions League.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it was also look what they also have in the team, Mr. Champions League himself. Moment of truth for him. You think he was gonna let his legacy down? He didn't do that with Juventus. He didn't do that. He didn't do that with Juventus, and when Juventus needed him, he was your only hero at the time.
And then we got Federico Chiesa. But no, listen. I'm telling you, this is Even before you guys got Cristiano Ronaldo, I told you this was going to be the year that they won the Champions League.
And I hope so. I mean, they
They're
do
going
have
to.
they do have a phenomenal opportunity here to turn the season around in the Premier League. After Crystal Palace, they don't really have much of a tough game until the end of the year when they face Burnley. They have Brentford, Brighton, Newcastle, and then Burnley. Against Brentford, they have a great opportunity to try some new opportunities here, especially getting somebody involved like Jesse Lingard a little bit more. I do agree, though.
That's a name I could see leaving from Man United is Jesse Lingard.
So I could see him leaving. And I could see him also not leaving, though, because I do think that the priority this year, though, is to move guys off the bench. People like Anthony Martial.
Agreed. I think he's gone. I think realistically, I think Martial's gone. I think Jesse Lingard is gone. And to be quite frank with you, I think we have seen the end of Paul Pogba in Manchester United.
Oh, I that's why I'm saying I don't think he's leaving, because I think if Paul Pogba leaves, the only opportunity to really transform that midfield game a little bit and get more things going in a faster manner is Jesse Lingard. I think Jesse Lingard is actually the good replacement for somebody like Paul Pogba. However, I do think in this January window, we do lose guys like Anthony Martial. I think we lose Juan Mata, who was ready to basically be out the door at Manchester United. I think potentially we could be seeing Dean Henderson being moved on a loan, because now we have 4 goalkeepers for no absolute reason. We have Lee Grant, we have Tom Hayton, now we have Dean Henderson, and we have David De Gea. David De Gea all of a sudden decides to actually transform his season around because now a new manager comes across. Tell me you wanted a manager out without telling me you wanted a manager out at this point. Dean Henderson is too good of a goalie to be rotten on that bench. And I think Rangnick realizes that, and Rangnick is not a guy to actually hold talent back. So I see Dean Henderson moving out. And I think with those moves, they create and generate enough capital to actually go after a CDM that they desperately need. Because I can tell you this, I can also see Nemanja Matic being moved out as well. I don't think the duo of Scott McTominay and Fred's going to continue any longer. Fred did okay, and he has done okay so far. But I think that the second that we start seeing these usual errors that Fred tends to create in that position, I'm not entirely sure that Rangnick is going to be like, yeah, I'll stick around with you in your errors, when the goal is to end in the top 3 of the Premier League this season.
Right.
And I think we're going to see actually guys like Eric Bailly, Alex Telles, and Diogo Dalot actually get a lot of opportunity, because Diogo Dalot has proven he is that guy in that right wing. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, for some odd reason, he's dropped off his performance, and Diogo Dalot is embracing the moment. The guy has been phenomenal. And in fact, with his presence on the field, United has created a lot more chances than what they used to. The guy has a shooting range opportunity as well, which is just key to this United team.
Listen, I desperately think you guys need a CDM. We know that.
Yeah.
But it's so Manchester United like to go after a guy up front. I wouldn't be surprised if Edison Cavani also leaves, because of the way that Rangnick runs his team, definitely doesn't fit the vibe of Edison Cavani. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're putting money out to go get probably one of the more underrated wingers in La Liga, in Ousmane Dembele. I wouldn't be surprised by that at all.
I actually like the chances of Ousmane Dembele, but I think the only problem I see with that is how injury prone he's been. And Rangnick has some guys that he's already been eyeing. There's a rumor roaming around that he's after an RB Leipzig CDM that's young, powerful, has great speed to him. At this point, you kind of have to trust Rangnick with what he's doing. That's why he wanted a 2-year consultancy role, because he really wants to transform United. He wants to prove to the world that he can transform any team at any given notice. So I think realistically, gotta let him do what he's got to do. So
yeah, no, I agree with you 100%.
And last but not least, FA Cup draw also happening this week. So stay tuned to that. We'll be
Sorry, it's out.
Oh, the third draw is
Third
out
round
already?
draw is out.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
So notable matchups. You got West Ham and Leeds.
Ooh.
Wolves and Sheffield.
Ooh.
Leicester and Watford.
Me.
Swansea City and Southampton.
Ooh, I like that one actually.
My favorite. Manchester United. Aston Villa.
Ooh, that's a hell of a game.
Mm-hmm.
That is a hell of a game. All right, but without further ado, that does it for episode 62 of the Yellow Card Podcast. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, any podcast platform that you have. Check out the Couch Guys Sports Network. Make sure that you're continuing to check them out. They have a goal of 600,000 views for the year, and they're very close to getting it. So make sure you check out couchguysports.com. Check out their articles. Check out the content happening on that website. Signing off, Diego Galvis, Chris Jones. We'll see you guys next week. Good luck with everything.
Peace.